Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your May 2019 general readings. We're looking at the first half of May from the 1st to the 15th. Welcome to everyone here. Welcome to any newcomers and first timers. And welcome back to any returners, followers, subscribers, returners. Makes you sound like a kitchen implement or something. Thanks for all your support, feedback, and comments, and a big shout out and note of gratitude to all of my clients out there as well for the busyness with personal readings. Always an honor and a pleasure. Thank you. If any of you are interested in scheduling a personal reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the little About button there. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more info within the same day or the first 24 hours. And scheduling is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week. It's all that I do, so I'm pretty diligent at working with both my schedule and yours to get you a reading as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, you can send me an email at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. Just click on the description link below for more info. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life. All right, let's move into the reading. This reading is for the Earth sign of Virgo. For the first half of May, we're looking at May 1st to the 15th for Virgo. Watch your rising moon sign, Venus signs if you know them for additional clarification. As many of you know, general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody watching. And watching your other signs can just give you more pieces of the picture. Okay, Virgo, let's see what's in store for you for the first half of May. Virgo. We begin with the Ten of Wands, followed by the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, with the Hanging Man. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is Justice. Virgo, I feel like something is just getting ready to kind of pay out for you or pay off for you. I don't necessarily mean in financial terms, although that may be the case for some of you. I feel like things are going to be, you're waiting on something to come in, or you're waiting on something to happen that you're anticipating or looking forward to. And that you've put a great deal of work into. And based on the amount of hard work that you've put into this thing, it's going to be, your efforts are going to be justified, and the results are going to be based on the amount of work that you've put into it. We have the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles around the first week or so, although time is always a bit tricky and fluid. But around the first week or so of May, we have the Ten of Wands carrying a heavy burden, putting a lot of work into something. Sometimes it can be a cross you've had to bear, or something that you've put a lot of work or effort into. For some of you, this might be in a relationship of some kind. Others of you, it might be at a job, work, or project. Some of you, it may be a project at work. What clarifies the Ten of Wands is the Nine of Pentacles, which is independent, self-sufficiency, self-reliant, enjoying the fruits of your labors. And I feel like you're kind of getting ready to, like, tens represent, I can't talk today, I don't know why. Tens represent something coming full circle, either a cycle completing or coming to a culmination and an achievement point. Sometimes when cycles end, it means that we separate from some part of our life ends, or something ends and we move away from it. And sometimes a cycle completing represents that we've reached an achievement point and it transitions into something else, but the subject matter still kind of stays in our life. Like the Happy Home card. Some cards do represent a break. The Ten of Wands represents a burden coming to an end, a challenge, a cross you've had to bear, or a long, heavy burden of work that you've put into something. And the Nine of Pentacles represents enjoying the fruits of your labors, being self-reliant, not having to, being able to take care of yourself, enjoying it, and enjoying how hard you've worked to get to where you're at. As this woman on this card is, she's surrounded by things which imply at least comfort, if not actual, wealth, Pentacles represents the earth energy part of our life, money, finances, property, the security and stability of the structure of our life. She's worked very hard to get to where she's at. She's well dressed. She's enjoying all these beautiful things around her. She's worked hard. Nobody has handed anything to her on a silver platter. She's worked on building up her stability and security, and she's almost at a 10. She's at a 9. She doesn't need to rely on anybody else to take care of her. She can do it just fine. She loves who she is, where she's going, and how hard she's worked how hard she's worked to get to a place where she's enjoying the fruits of those labors. So it looks like you've definitely been putting a lot of work into whatever this is. For some of you, it could be working on gaining a sense of independence and self-sufficiency and self-reliance. Perhaps you've been in school for a very long time. You're working on getting that degree so you can go out and get a good, well-paying job. Others of you, you've put a lot of effort. Perhaps you're working on getting to a place where you're able to take care of yourself. Some of you, it might be in a partnership of some kind. You're working to maybe not necessarily separate yourself in that relationship, but working on having something that you can call your own. Some of you, it might be an actual job or a project at work, or something that you've been putting a lot of effort into. Sometimes, some of you, this might be I'm getting a more parental energy. You may have put in a lot of work helping someone else attain or build up a foundation where they can now take care of themselves and not have to depend so much on you. Maybe you've been, one of those parents or somebody that's worked very hard and kind of focused everything around your child or helping somebody else out. And now you can see the end. The end is in sight. All of that work is now beginning to pay off. Now, next to that, we have the Three of Wands and the Hanging Man. This is all kind of similar energy. In both of these cards, there's just a sense of waiting. The Three of Wands is fire energy, and typically this energy is very forward movement, action-oriented, intentional, aggressive, assertive, change, movement, power energy. But out of all of the cards in the suit of Wands, the Three of Wands is the most patient. It's more of a gestation card. You've put a lot of work into something, and now you're waiting to see what the ship is bringing in. There's a sense of hopeful anticipation with the Three of Wands. It also speaks about beginning to see your work pay off, beginning to see small goals manifesting on the road to a bigger goal, something that you're working towards. And it speaks of looking forward into the future. What you're working on is something that has to do with your future or someone close to you, the future of someone close to you as well. Now, clarifying the Three of Wands is the Hanging Man, also a card that sometimes gives a feeling of waiting, of being in suspended animation, feeling like perhaps there's no movement. But there's always movement. There's energy is always moving, even if you can't see it right in front of you. And the Hanging Man understands that. There's a certain amount of self-sacrifice with the Hanging Man, because he may want to jump in and finish something, rush something, maneuver or manipulate the outcome, but he holds back because he understands that things are still playing out, more will be revealed, and while he's hanging there waiting to see how things play out, he's also gaining a different perspective as well, which goes along with that Three of Wands. Again, there's this sense of seeing the end of something in sight, something you've put a lot of work and effort into. You're seeing the fruits of your labors begin to pay off, and you're waiting to see how the rest of it plays out. Now, your overall energy is Justice, another major arcana card. Justice is the reap what you sow card, doing the right thing, being honest, transparent, and operating with as much personal integrity and honor as possible. In the upright position, it also represents things working out in your favor, contract, especially anything legal, anything to do with work, contracts, negotiations, agreements working out in your favor. It represents that the outcome of something is going to be karmically fair because it's based on what you put into it. That's where we get the saying, you reap what you sow. So what you put into something is directly reflected in what the result or the outcome will be. Therefore, the cautionary advice is to always operate with as much transparency, honesty, openness, honor, and integrity as possible. If you put a lot of work into this situation, which it looks like a lot of you have with the Ten of Wands, then that will be reflected in the outcome. It's a very powerful and beautiful reading. It's again kind of this waiting energy. Something is coming to an end. There's a cycle coming to an end, something coming full circle that represents perhaps a burden, a lot of work, even if it's a labor of love. You're seeing the end in sight. You're feeling very positive about what's coming, even if you can't exactly see what's coming. So let's pull a final message from Spirit here for Virgo for the first half of May. Final message. The World, spot on. Another major arcana card. The World represents, on its surface, being on top of the world, but it's also a card of completion, major completion of a significant chapter in your life. It speaks of reaching the top of a mountain, which has been particularly significant. It's a card of success and achievement, even if it's been a hard path or something quite challenging. It's the culmination is here, the achievement is here, and you're looking forward, looking out over the horizon at what lies ahead. I feel like your ships are coming in, Virgo. And again, because this is a general reading, the area of your life that it resonates in is going to vary. It could be a relationship, a child, school, a job, or a project of some kind. But regardless of how the specifics play out in your life, the fundamental energy and message is the same. You've put a lot of work into it. That is going to be reflected in the outcome of that in a really positive way. You're already seeing, and you have already seen, positive manifestations of that. You're waiting on more. You're waiting on something to be completed. And I will probably see it play out some more in the last half of the month at the mid-month readings. But you are definitely coming to the end of a very significant time and chapter and body of effort in your life, Virgo, in a really lovely and positive way. So Virgo, that pretty much wraps up your May 2019 general reading, the first half of May anyway. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the mid-month May readings, where we look at the last 2 weeks of the month. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, just click the description link below for more info. You can email me directly at Maggie_McGuire@gmail.com. I do love and romance, compatibility charting, career work and finance, investment, gift readings, and I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over a 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you want to look. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided. So a few things to choose from for those of you who are interested. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the May mid-month readings. And until then, Virgo, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye.